Namaskar, welcome to CM YouTube channel NaskinSir's online tutorial classes, and I'm Rahul sir. I'm going to help you with books and strategy this time, not maths only, but with books and strategy. Last I uploaded one video related to WBCS examinations, books you must study, but due to some technical error or glitch, I guess, my sound was not audible enough, as complained by most of the my students. They said that sound is not good. They are not able to hear it. So I'm uploading this video as planned. Before that, I was planning to upload this video related to books for WBCS examination and for prelims, WBCS and UPSC examination for prelims as well as main purpose. Okay, so this video is exclusively for WBCS examination with books and strategy. Books and strategy. What are the books you must follow, and what should be your strategy? I'm going to come up with this thing again, but before that, last day I also quoted this line, that is, knowledge is power. But the thing is, it's good to hear, it's good to quote all these lines, knowledge is power and all this stuff, but unless you know what is your knowledge, unless you know how to use your knowledge, if you have also, there is no power. First, you need to recognize your strength and your weakness. Then you need to understand how you are going to make yourself, you are going to develop yourself for this war known as WBCS examination, war known as UPSC. Now for this war, you need some weapons. You need weapons as well as strategy, because as I told you, this is a war, and when you need to go for a war, you need to have proper weapons as well as your strategy. You should be ready with some strategy. See, WBCS exam, it is WBCS examination or railways examinations or your UPS examination, banks examination, more or less the topics are more or less, subjects are same, topics are more or less same, but what makes them different is the question, way of asking the question, way of testing the merit. They know that those who are appearing for the examination, they are appearing only after they have studied, they have gone through the things. But still, when we discuss, when we prepare for examination, for this examination, we try to solve papers. That's an important thing. We need to solve papers. We try to give mock test. We don't just give one mock test. We don't just choose one mock test. Say like for WBCS, if you're choosing to give mock test for somewhere, XYZ institutions, or solving some XYZ paper. But that thing, is that enough for, if the person is appearing for IPS examination, PO or clerkship, or that same person who is going to appear for UPSC or railways, is that mock test is enough for combating all the war, all the competitive examinations, job-related competitive examination, government job-related competitive examinations? No, guys, it's not. We try to get new mock test. We try to give new mock tests. We try to choose new test papers. Now, why it is? Because each and every, though it's a wrong English, each and every, but okay, my mistake. Every individual examination, they have their own way of asking question, own way of testing their students, testing the candidates rather, who are going to be employed by them. Okay, now let us focus here. We had enough talk, but guys, you must watch this video till end. Now I'm going to discuss some books for the regular students as well, some for some irregular students. What do you mean by irregular students? I think my camera got tilted, so I need to adjust it, guys. Pardon me for that. What do I mean by the irregular students? Suppose, say, there are two sets of students. There are two sets of students always. One who get the opportunity, who get the benefit of studying at least 10 to 12 hours, 14 hours a day. They're getting that option. They are lucky. They are blessed. But there are some other students also who are not studying because they are not willing to study. I'm not talking about those students who are not interested, but there are some students also who are not lucky enough to study 10 to 14 hours or 12 hours a day because of many things. Family problem, financial crunch, they need to go out and work, and they don't get enough time to study. So what about them? Don't they have the right to study? Don't they have the right to participate or compete in examinations? No, they do have the right. For that they need to, and for that they need to sacrifice most of the things. But they cannot quit their job. At the same time, they can quit something else, but they cannot quit the job because they might be the only source of income for their family. So what for them? So I'm going to come up with a strategy and books for both this set of people. First, let me talk about some traditional books which you must follow, and then I'm going to come up with that few books which will be handy for them, and you might refer to those books also, though those who are studying, those who are going to study, all those who are blessed to study 14 hours, because I'm going to talk about few books which will be helpful for both those who are unable to study 10 to 12 hours as well as those studying 10 to 12 hours. How it's going to be beneficial, that I'm going to explain it at the end of the video, so you must watch till end. Now there are multiple videos which I saw popping up in YouTube when I searched for the WBCS books before making this video, and I found out most of the videos are related to either they're talking about exclusively about the traditional books, only about traditional books, why you need to study, why should you study, and what are the benefits, what are the pros and cons of studying those books. They are not discussing. But I don't know for what reason, for unknown reason, I'm not aware of, they made those videos. But I guess they're not aware of, or the way of their helping, I didn't like the way they are helping the students. That's completely my way of assuming things. I'm not blaming any of them. They are doing their best jobs to help the students. Now here I'm going to come up with some names, some name of the books which you must go through. Let us start, guys. Let us discuss the first weapon in our arsenal. Yeah, that name is history. Books related to history. Now there are some traditional books. Number one, for ancient and medieval history, one I've seen that going, they might choose, that is Poonam Dalal Dahiya's Ancient and Medieval History. It's a good book, no doubt. It's a very good book. Columnist, you are going to get previous year questions related to UPSC, and short notes, 10 marks, 20 marks. It's divided. If you practice, it's good for your prelims as well as mains. That's good, very good. Then comes this book, Spectrum, Sir. Spectrum, it's excellent. It's a compact, it's a small book, very small book. It's around 800 pages, 759 pages, I guess, approximately 800 pages. It's a lovely book. One can complete this, and if a person studies for 7 days or 8 days continuously this book, or those who are having the knack of reading novels, they can complete this book within 2 to 1 day. But way of studying this book, like novel, and studying for the UPSC examination or competitive examination, they're a bit different. I'm going to explain the difference when I'm going to discuss the strategy, but right now let me go through the books first. So Poonam Dalal Dahiya 1, number 2 Spectrum. Those two are enough. Enough, I said. Now, few more things. One can also read Bipin Chandra, In the Struggle for Freedom, Bipin Chandra. Just a minute. In the Struggle for Freedom, Bipin Chandra. Then another thing that you guys can follow, that is Krishna Reddy. Krishna Reddy is a good book, contains some excellent questions. It's a good practice book. You can take that, you can practice from there. It's a lovely book. I can say that, yeah, you can get those books. But the point is that when you are getting all these books, the thing is, many of the people, one might can get these books easily, but there are also some people who are not, as I told, blessed enough to study all at the same time, and as well as they cannot afford these books at the same time, they cannot buy these books. Okay, now this is September, and according to the timetable notification, WBCS examination is going to held in February. If the person is starting to study from September, I don't think that it's enough for, time is not enough for them to complete all these books. So I'm going to discuss some other alternative books also, which can be stand as a good substitute for them, as well as free of cost. Yeah, free of cost. I am saying that you can get the PDF for history. You can get the PDF for Tamil Nadu Board 11-12 history. I have studied that book. I have studied Tamil Nadu Board 11-12 before my prelims, before my mains, as well as for my interview. But that's unfortunate. Something happened and I missed out. Okay, that's some other topic. But yeah, but my advice, guys, that you must go for Tamil Nadu Board's 11-12 history. That's an excellent book. Compact book, written in very simple language. One can understand easily with multiple pictures, making the things very interesting. And the way of explaining the thing is lovely. I cannot memorize the number of pages and I cannot recall the number of pages it's having, but whatever is there, it's enough and exact. It's apt for the examination purpose. It's exact, apt, and they can stand out to be a good substitute for all these things, your Bipin Chandra or for Poonam Dalal Dahiya, or for your, and as well as for your Rajivai's spectrum. But my personal opinion, if you're going for Tamil Nadu Board 11-12, apart from buying, you're going to get it for free. PDF is available, you're going to get it for free. But do buy Rajivai's Spectrum. That's an excellent book. One must read it. Okay. Next thing, apart from that, I did discuss about the Krishna Reddy. Now, let us move after completing history. Let us move on to geography. And in geography, what I suggest before reading any other books, there are multiple books. People are going to come up with the names like Majid Hussain and Khullar and J.C. Leong. J.C. Leong is for UPSC, but for WBCS, you have Majid Hussain and Khullar. But the problem is, and for those who are in Bengali medium, Kartik Chandra Model is a good book. Yeah, Majid Hussain and Khullar is also a very good book. They're also good, but my dear friends, the way of writing the language is very different. Rather, for someone it's very difficult. Khullar is not easy to complete. It's a huge book. It looks like a telephone dictionary, or like Oxford, not telephone dictionary or directory, telephone directory or Oxford dictionary. It looks like that. So one need to go through the chapters, all those chapters, as well as doing the revision thing. It's quite laborious, and I don't think it's smart enough to do that. Yeah, I'm saying that it's not smart enough. So what can be a good substitute for them? Yeah, a good substitute for them is NCERT's book. NCERT, don't have to read class 6 to 10. You can go for class 11-12's geography book. There are 4 sets of geography book for class 11-12. Okay, 2 set for 11 and 2 set for 12. Now you need to choose chapters, which chapters you need to study, what are the books, what are the chapters you need to exclude. I'm going to discuss those things later on, but yeah, you can get those books. Those books are enough, especially India Physical Geography. I think it's with me. India Physical Environment, this book. India Physical Environment, as well as this book. This is known as the Fundamental Physics Physical Geography. You don't have to study this, but for your own knowledge, you can go through. It's a very thin book, enough material, enough information. You can go through that. Apart from that, there is another book for NCERT Geography, that is India People and Economy. Okay, another book is that, which is not available with me right now. Somewhere it might be there. I need to search that, but these books were available. okay, right now beside me. So I shown you these books. Okay, so these books are very good, and you can get them in the PDF form also. So you are not going to spend money in getting these books. You can spend money, you can get the hard copy also, but for the soft copy PDF is available, so you can download and do your study. So it's a good substitute for, I'm saying, for the prelim purpose. Okay, for the prelims purpose. Okay, so it can be a good substitute for Khullar and Majid Hussain. I'm not saying that they are going to replace those things, because the body of work involved in Khullar and Majid Hussain's geography book is huge, and I have huge respect for those books. I've read those books 3 to 4 times, so I know what's the content, as well as the JC Leong, I know. But I'm saying, for making up for the WBCS examination in this short period of time, one can go with these books. That's good. Another book I'm going to suggest you guys get this book. This is known as the Periyar Geography of India. Okay, by Arvind Kumar Sir. It's a great book, guys. It's a great book. You're going to get it for, I guess, around 200 or 150. You're going to get this book. Okay. It covers the entire geography of India. Along with that, you have this book for West Bengal. See, General Knowledge Manual. It's a 2019. You can get the latest one also. It's also a very good book. Another book is for West Bengal is Know Your State. This is also an excellent book for West Bengal. For West Bengal geography, this is also a great book. Okay. So history, geography, we are done. Along with geography, guys, there's all these books. Try to practice map. I'm going to come up with a video related to map pointing, and things related to that. I'm going to come up with those videos also later on. But try to get one Oxford Atlas. If you don't have, try to get the map for India as well as for West Bengal. Okay. So we are done with the geography. Let us move on to the scary one. Yeah, the scary one is economy. Now, in economy, we know that, or most of the teachers and most of the WBCS officers, experts, I know one of them, many of them, but I've seen one of those videos of those officers. They were suggesting Ramesh Singh. According to my opinion, Ramesh Singh is a good book. It's a very good book, but the thing is, it's very hard in understanding it. Okay, they've also mentioned that thing. Yeah, Ramesh Singh is very hard. So what to do then? First impression is the last impression. The first impression for any student who is going for economics, going to study economics, and it goes through Ramesh Singh, and it will be very scary for them if the person is not aware of economics. The first time he's studying economics in his life. I'm not talking about those students who have already gone through economics, who have already gone through economics in their school or colleges. They've studied economics. I'm not talking about them, or those who are going to take economics as their option. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the very layman students, very mediocre students, or students of people who are having lack of time, or they didn't study economics. For them, it might be a very scary if they start with Ramesh Singh. I might be wrong, but in 99% cases, they are going to face this difficulty, because try and test at this thing. So what to do? Not to study? No, not at all. We need to study. So what can be the next option? The next option is, guys, for them is NCERT. Yeah, जिसका कोई नहीं होता उसका NCERT होता है, and yeah, that's a very true thing. NCERT is there for them. Macroeconomics class 11 and 12. One must study macroeconomics class 11, 12's NCERT's book for understanding economics. Then the person must shift to this book, Sanjeev Verma's economics. If that also is having some problem in understanding, so it's because it's a 300 pages book. But if you're having some problem in English and understanding the thing, then you might then Sanjeev Verma can also create some problem, huge problem. So in that case, one and only solution is IAS, like Sriram IAS book, Sriram IAS economics book. It's a black book. Previously it was available in PDF format. I had those previous PDF format also, and now it's available in market. 2020 economics, Sriram IAS economics. Okay, that's a lovely book, written in a lovely way, very excellent way of explaining things, and covers the entire syllabus it covers. You must read that book for understanding. But the sequence should be, my opinion, whether you're studying Sanjeev Verma or you're going for a Sriram IAS, my suggestion would be first study NCERT macroeconomics and microeconomics. Next thing, you must, if you feel like, if you can study, that is the Indian economy for competitive examination, for civil service and other competitive examination by Nitin Singhania, sir. Nitin Das book is here. Nitin Singhania's book is very good for all these things. This economics book, This is great. Okay, so we are done with history, geography, and economics. Let us shift to your polity. Now, polity, we know that Lakshmikant is there, and Lakshmikant, there is no substitution. There cannot be anything that can substitute Lakshmikant. Apart from Lakshmikant, the polity book, your Didi Basu. Didi Basu is also a very good book. According to my opinion, Didi Basu is good for mains. Okay, Didi Basu. For prelims purpose, Lakshmikant's dedication is enough. Whatever you're going through, so whatever you're going to study in Lakshmikant is enough, fine. But for mains purpose, Didi Basu. And Didi Basu's book is such that if you read it very nicely and line by line, and take time to digest it, then it is going to give you energy for the entire life. You can remember that thing entire life. It's a lovely book. It's a lovely book, no question about it. But one should need to give enough time for digesting that stuff. Okay, the combined book of this two is Didi Basu and Lakshmikant. One should go for Jojo Matthews of Indian Polity and the Constitutional Paper Magbook. Okay, combined of Didi Basu, and I'm talking about Lakshmikant. You can go for Jojo Matthew. It's a good book. Jojo Matthew, whose book is also a very good book. But if you cannot afford Jojo Matthew, doesn't matter. You can go for Lakshmikant. But I'm suggesting Jojo Matthew because it's a combined book. It deals with both Lakshmikant stuffs and Didi Basu. Nothing new going to be created. No new article is going to pop up overnight. Okay, but the way of explaining things, way of analyzing the things, like taking the combination of both Didi Basu and Lakshmikant, Jojo Matthew is outstanding. Jojo Matthew is just outstanding. So we're done with polity also. Now let us focus. Let's shift our focus to English. For English, let us go in a systematic way. Number one, for your vocab thing, Norman Lewis. No one can substitute Norman Lewis book. Norman Lewis book of English when related to vocab. It's the best book. Norman Lewis. Number two, my suggestion. It's my exclusive. Those are good in English. I'm distinguishing things that are good in English, that are not good in English. I'm just going to distinguish those who are good in English and want to practice it. Then go for S.P. Bakshi, Aryan Publications. S.P. Bakshi. It's with me. This is S.P. Bakshi, Aryan Publication, General English. Okay, those are good in English, and those who want to practice, they're not so good in English and want to practice both English and Bengali at the same time, then the great P.K. Sarkar's book, outstanding book, outstanding. Okay, so we are done with all these things. There's also one book related, I guess. There's Aryanth Magbook is also there. I don't know much about Aryanth Magbook. I've gone through it once or twice, but not wholeheartedly. Okay, but there's what I can suggest. Yeah, Aryanth Magbook is available. Well, one can try it if they wish to. Okay, next is quantitative and your reasoning stuff comes. Then obviously we all know for verbal and non-verbal it's R.S. Agarwal, no comparison. Okay, and for mathematics, the quicker mathematics, traditional way of thinking, but my suggestion for you guys, because maths is such a thing and GI is such a thing, one need to practice. For maths you must go for this SSC book, this SSC Staff Selection Commission's this book, because it contains 8,900 something. Name of the book itself is 8,900 publication houses, Kiran publication. It's a good book for practicing. Okay, it's a very good book for practicing. One must practice. If you are able to solve all the sums, if you're able to practice all the sums from this book 8,900, then you can crack any damn examination with WBCS or your IPS or yours. You can score good. What I'm going to say, but I'm trying to say, you can score good marks in this field, in quantitative thing, in maths question. You're not going to leave any questions. Okay, accidentally one or two. What I'm saying that no, you cannot. Okay, for you guys. Okay, for you guys. This, apart from this 8,900 maths book in mathematics, we are preparing, especially I'm preparing, I'm putting up videos related to maths. I'm going to continue this on a regular basis. I'm going to give, due to some problem, I was unable to put those videos on a regular basis, but I'm going to put videos on a regular basis related to basic calculation and different subjects. And I'm also coming up with this PDF format thing and this handwritten notes and books related to maths and what to practice and what to not practice. What not to practice. I'm going to come up with all those things, what not to practice things. Yeah, so I'm making this book. That is also going to be available within few days. Within few days, because it's due to this COVID thing. If you're having problem regarding the printing thing, so handwritten notes we are going to distribute. Okay, so handwritten notes will be available for you guys within few days. And NaskinSir is also preparing for history and geography things. Okay, so okay, fine, that's something else. Next thing, so maths we are done with reasoning stuff. Now let us shift our focus to science and tech. Now, my opinion, guys, studying science and tech textbooks, one must read or go through current affair things. What I feel, whether it's UPSC or WBCS, okay, from static portion, okay, you are going to get question, but the main focus is in your current affairs stuffs. Most of the static portion question comes from the current affairs things. Yeah, current affairs. See, if in a current affair, okay, see, I'm giving you an example. If there is a question on Chandrayaan-2, okay, then obviously that portion of the newspaper or that section that dealing with this current, whether it's 1 day or 2 day or 3 day, reading about the Chandrayaan-2, there are certain stuffs they mention, and those stuffs relate to static things. You're not going to get question from static portion directly, just blindly. I should say blindly. They should have some relevance in current affairs, and you're going to get the relevance in these things. Okay, there might be some question related to Chandrayaan, direct question. There might be some indirect question related to static portion from current affairs. So my suggestion, my personal opinion is, guys, rather choosing any book, I'm going to name books, okay, I'm going to name some static books, okay, but study your current affairs, science and tech. You are going to succeed. You are going to get question. You will be able to answer both static and non-static portion at the same time. So the labor, so the body of labor becomes less, body of work which you are going to give, it becomes less. The input output ratio, obviously your output will be more compared to the input thing. Okay. For science and tech, this book, Encyclopedia of General Science, it's a good book. There's a Magbook for Arient, that's also good. You can go for these two books if you want to study science. But the thing is that if you're a science guy, and class 9 and 10 science book for West Bengal or for your ICSE and CBSE, it's going to do okay. It's going to do enough for you guys. But still, if you want to go practice something extra, then Encyclopedia of Science and this Aryan's Magbook is also available. It's good. Okay, for science. So I guess we have discussed most of the things. Now the last thing is environment questions. You don't get much questions from environment in prelims, but yeah, obviously in mains you get questions from environment, and for that I would like to suggest you guys to go for law excellence and notes, law excellence PDF file related to environment, because studying Sankar IS for your prelims, it's quite laborious. It's a huge book, contents a huge book in the sense the thickness of the book might not make you feel the volume of the body of work the inside did. It's a huge, and studying and revising it will take quite a healthy sound time. Okay, so for that, to avoid that thing, you can choose this law excellence notes, okay, related to environment. We're also coming with the environment notes also, but for time being you can go for the law excellence, that's environment science notes. Okay. For current affairs, guys, for studying current affairs, you must read newspaper, and there's no substitution. You must read newspapers. If you missed out newspapers, guys, then I would love to suggest you guys go for Rao Coaching Center's Focus magazine, okay, or IS Baba's magazine. Studying Vision IS notes, magazines, monthly things, okay, I don't feel it's good. Content might be same, might be same, it has to be same, both, whatever, whether you're reading Vision IS or you're reading or IS Baba or Focus. But guys, Vision IS questions, the line, what you are going to get, you need to work a bit hard for Vision IS and understanding not understanding the things. Rather, I should say that if you let me put it in this way: if you're studying this thing, Focus or IS Baba's thing, you might get a direct line from there in your question. You might. That have happened. I have encountered that. This year WBCS also, prelims also last year, UPSC, and before that also. Yeah, it's a good book, especially Focus. It's a lovely book, Focus magazine. Okay. And you can also go for this January month's edition for the yearbooks. It's Monorama yearbook or some other yearbook, Aryan's yearbook. You can go for that also for the entire year's current affairs. For static GK, Tarun Goel, Lucent, usual stuffs. Yeah, those books are good enough for studying. Now let me talk about that book, or book which might complete the entire thing. I have also suggested while discussing about the history or geography, I have told you about the substitute books also. Now there's another book which is good for revision work. Now you have studied the entire thing. What should be your strategy for the last 1 week? 1 week before the examination or 1 month before the examination. Are you going to go through the entire thing again? That's not smart thing to do, guys. That's not smart enough. Okay, smart thing to do at all. So for that thing, you need a book which can cover the entire thing, and for that, Nitin Singhania's WBCS manual is just the book you must go through by heart. Yeah, Nitin Singhania's WBCS manual. I have that book. Let me show you guys. Now this is the book. Okay, this is the 4th edition. 7th edition or 6th edition is also available. You can get that. McGraw-Hill, Tata McGraw-Hill's. Okay, McGraw-Hill's book, WBCS Licensing Annual Manual. It's a lovely book for doing revision stuff, and also for those students who have studied or who don't get much time to study. This can be very much beneficial, but you need to study. You need to study it by heart. You need to study the entire thing, and you need to give at least 3 months time for going through this book, and that's 4 hours. I'm going to differentiate. I'm going to distinguish, rather not distinguish. I'm going to make a good strategy for you guys. Not in this video, it's already being very long. In the next video, I'm going to come up with a strategy for those students, working students, as well as those students with who are blessed enough to study 10 to 12 hours or 14 hours. Okay, so we have completed the entire thing. Now the practice set you must follow. Practice set is important, guys. Practice set is important. Scanner for WBCS is good thing. Okay, that is also good book for practicing, because you can also choose this book, WBCS West Bengal Executive 2021, your practice workbook preliminary examination. This book is good. I have that book. Okay, let me show you. This is by Kiran. Okay, West Bengal Civil Service Examination. This is 2020. 2021 is not available right now. I guess I was looking for it. It is not available right now. Out of stock, I guess. Try to get that book also for practice purpose. And how to revise, guys. Yeah, you need to practice, and how to revise and how to practice, or what should be the sequence of doing that. Those things are going to be in my strategy video, the next video, part 2 of this thing. Okay, with this, I'm Rahul sir, bidding you goodbye. Have a nice day. Namaskar and Jai Hind.